Oh, I instinctually. Fuck it. There's still 2 hours before midnight. I'm binging. Oh, slick. Zero's completely taken over. Zero's an interesting character. I quite like her a lot, unlike Moore. I'll save all my thoughts until after the story though. Or after her interrogation becomes available and I do it. Her interrogation's bound to be interesting.
My dear, time for you to shine on stage.
Chief. Chief?
Who's that was that? Oh, it's Moore. You don't look so good.
Avocados on sale! Avocados on sale!
Feeling dizzy? Seems like the information from the other dimension is too overwhelming. Let me switch to the filter mode for you. Chief, are you okay? I'm Moore. Do you remember me?
Where's Zero? How many permissions have she gained?
5 permissions. Visual, audio, functions, strength, narrative. She has gained them all.
That's not very good.
In
She
real
won.
game development, she would already have enough power to dominate everything in the world.
Even if we stop her, she'll still use her power to return to this point in time. Yeah, you think?
You seem a bit down. Back when we lost contact, what happened between you and her?
I learned her backstory. She took me to a strange place and said a lot of strange things. Moore, I want your opinion. How would you feel if you found out you were just discarded?
What did she say?
Idea.
I'd really like to see for myself.
Do you believe in fate?
Fate?
Do you believe in gravity?
You all like this word.
I have heard it
As a
said a lot.
programmer, rather than believing in fate, I believe in inevitability.
Aren't they the same?
Every world has its own rules. Under certain conditions, logic and causal processes determine the direction of development. People are the same. Their background, education, relationships, and past experiences collectively shape their thinking and actions.
What if you were born with none of them?
Every person and world is a vast and complex system. It self-corrects, self-expands, and continuously progresses based on new information and environmental changes. Of these, what can be called underlying logic, or basic premises, or causal laws, or objective external environments. The inevitable results they lead to, in your terms, might be called fate. Oops. I droned on and on about these boring things again.
Holy shit, this hand is nuts. You say fate is inevitability. So is it unchangeable once set? Is
What I
everything we
mean
do
by
meaningless?
inevitability is that for a programming system, certain inputs lead to relatively certain outputs.
Yep,
But if
that's
you
what we
want a
learned.
different result, you can change the initial input data. You can also exploit system loopholes like that girl. Some
I drew
simply
a
destroy
joker, an
everything
ace,
in the
and 3
system.
5s.
That's also a choice. See? If you just want to change fate, there are so many paths. Which one would you take, Chief?
The path of most resistance. What would you choose?
Any of them. For me, the most fun is learning about the system. Gather as much information as possible, understand its mechanisms. Once I fully grasp its logic, isn't the outcome whatever I choose? You are in this quandary because you don't truly understand her, right?
You're right. I'm in this quandary exactly because I don't understand her at all. What she wants, what she's afraid of, what she plans to do. I have no idea. In other words, as long as I take the initiative to understand her and the world, there are still many things I can do.
Right on. That's the chief I've heard about. That girl is indeed interesting. She's so clingy, yet there are still many things she hasn't told you. Keep interacting with her to gather info. You'll eventually understand
Zero
her.
might canonically be bi.
If it's really too much of a hassle, I can always help you kill her.
I prefer not doing that.
Of course. According to my analysis, it's entirely feasible. The greater her actions and threats, the more the underlying structure is exposed, making it easier to target and strike. I'd readily take on the request. It's very challenging, but I'd do it for you.
Instead of killing her, I'd prefer to completely subdue.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. It seems Chief can't bear to let that girl die.
It appears you don't know me well enough. Not that. Her abilities are very special. Whether it's dealing with this city's dark web or future enemies, she'd be very useful. Though I don't believe in predetermined fate, you're right. Everything has its rules, and information is key. If this world can indeed observe and record her development in some way, then I will need her help.
I understand.
I was gonna say
This
something, but
task is
more made me forget.
complex. We need to neutralize her threats while protecting her from being rejected by the world. That's fine. I'll get it done. Since it's your request, I'll ensure her safety until she's by your side.
Alright, I was talking about the bisexuality of Zero.
But next,
Because, since she's
I
known
need
so much
someone
by
in
this
that
point, she
world to
should know
distract
the
her
chief
to buy me more time.
is potentially
Chief,
either a man or
can
a
you help me
woman.
with that?
Of course, by the nature of Chief's character design and the way they're supposed to relate to the... By the way, since you can track all her information, can you send
Of
her a
course.
message? Every
But
sinner's
what do you
kinda
plan
bi.
to do?
I want to invite her to play... Let us play a game. That's my best Saw impression. I'm sorry. That was bad. Let's see what I draw. very shit this time. 9, Jack, 3, 6, and 8. With only 9 and 3 being of the same suit. And that's only because that's an inevitability. When you draw 5 cards and only 4 suites. Why is it Garofano now? Has it always been constantly changing and I just didn't know?
I will provide fire support for the team.
No! That's actually their literal end. Alright. Well, I have something to look forward to tomorrow after I get home from school, I guess. Who else?